Hey, this is Christine, your DIY craftaholic. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome as well. This video is a part of the Hello Winter collaboration, and I have 4 easy DIYs for you today, so let's jump right in. Now for DIY number 1, this is a window cling I got from Dollar General last year, and one of those menu boards from Dollar Tree. Guys, I am crafting my stash. I'm just going through my stash, looking at what I have, and I'm using them to craft with. So I decided to paint the top part of the board, and here I am just using a piece of tape to section off the area that I wanted to paint. And I took some Waverly Crystal, and I'm just matching the color on the cling. But before I painted, I gave that a coat of Mod Podge, and that is just because I wanted the paint to hold onto the board because it's very smooth. And then I dried it with the heat gun. I haven't used this paint. I got this from Plaid earlier on in the year, and I haven't used it in a while, so I had to shake it up real good. And then I gave the board 2 good coats and dried that. And then I'm just removing the tape. And before I place the cling down, I had to measure it. And because it's not sticking, because of course this is not glass, I had to go back in now with some more Mod Podge. And I applied that to the surface. And then after I applied it to the surface, I applied a coat of white chalk paint and dried that off camera. And here now I'm just taking the window cling, and when I placed it down, I realized that the black, some parts of the black was still showing. So I took a sheet of this napkin. I got this from my napkin exchange buddies. I took a sheet of that. Here I'm just applying a little bit more Mod Podge so that the napkin could hold. And then I place the napkin over that, place a piece of parchment paper on top, and then use the mini heat press to just reactivate the heat so that it could hold. Now I thought that this would be the best way to put the cling down, and so much of the black areas wasn't showing through. Then after I was done with that, I again put the cling down, but I realized it still wasn't holding, so I needed some adhesive. So I flipped it over and applied some Mod Podge, and that helped to hold it on to the napkin. Here I am just using the emery board to remove the excess napkin. And I then trim down the window cling to make it even more straight. Now this is a roll of lace ribbon that I got from a friend, and it had some folds on the reel, so I took the mini heat press and just press that out and straighten it out a little bit. Now I figured that this would look so nice around the border. So I flipped it over, glued down that end, stretched it across, and then I did that to all the corners, or to all the sides, both the top and the bottom, as well as both sides. And now it was all done. Now I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put at the top, so I took this laser cut snowflake from Dollar Tree and some baker's twine, made a small bow and glued that on top of it. And then I took my cord cotton jute I got this from this 89-cent store, and I strung that and then took 2 small beads and attached them to the end, and this is done. Now let me know what you think about this sign. More in the final reveal. Now this is the Hello Winter collaboration being hosted by our friend Tammy from the Rusted Willow and Ellie from DIY from House to Home, and their guest host for this collaboration is Lisa from Our Grey House. Now guys, these ladies are very talented. I will leave links to their channels in the description box below, as well as the link for the playlist, so make sure to check them out. Now we're on to DIY number 2. Now this is a little sign I got from Dollar General for $1. Yes, you can still find some stuff at Dollar General for $1. And I decided to give it a quote of this Waverly Pool. I also got this from Plaid earlier on in the year, but the sign had some glitter, so I decided to use my scraper tool and remove that, and then tape down the areas that I didn't want to get the paint on. Now I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to leave it as is or to remove that. But after I repainted it and removed the tape, some parts of it, the paint got on it, so I decided to just fix that. So I took a piece of, this is a sheet of poster paper, but it has adhesive at the back. Don't remember where I got it, but like I said, I'm crafting my stash and I don't throw out anything. So I measured it down, just placed it on the inside and kind of marked with the pencil where I needed to cut. And then I placed that on top of a cardstock. There you see me peeling it. Peeled that off, placed it on the cardstock, trimmed it down until it could fit. And when I realized it could fit, I decided to now embellish. So this is a Chocolate Joy to the World that I had this from last year, and I decided to put that on top. So I fuzzed it, placed it down, and this is Colonial Blue paste. So I just took a little bit of that and I am now applying the paste, and luckily enough it was still soft enough to be, pliable without me having to dilute or add any water to it. So I just took a little bit of that and applied it over the surface, making sure to scrape off the excess. And here I am just peeling that off. And as you can see, that little spot down at the left corner spread a little bit too much. So I just took my chalk pen and try to wipe that out. Place that in the middle. Before I did, I add some Mod Podge. I could have used school glue, but I figured the Mod Podge would have held it better. So I placed that in. And then I took the Mod Podge and applied that on the outside to finish. So I took a piece of this Merry and Bright ribbon I got from Crafter's Square, and the red beads that I took off the little sign, I added them back along with the jute and 2 natural color beads and glued those down. And I made a small ribbon or a small bow from the ribbon and glued that on top. And then I have these little pit berries. I just cut off a small bunch and glued that down below, along with 2 pieces of leaves that I cut off from a pick. And that's just to give it dimension. I trimmed down the leaves and glued those down first, and then glued the berries on top of that. Sometimes I think I give myself too much work. So my projects take me longer than I expect them to, and this night was not one of those nights. I was bent on being done and over in no time. And this little sign is done. So now we're on to DIY number 3. This is a sleigh from the Dollar Tree. I purchased this earlier on in the season, and I gave that 2 coats of white Waverly chalk paint. I initially decided to paint the sides, but then I changed my mind while I was painting and painted everything. And here I go again with my Chalkator stencil. This one I have not used before, and I fuzzed it, placed it on top. Not quite in the center, just a little way down. Took some of the same Colonial blue paste and applied that. Now with Chalkator stencils, you want to make sure that after you are done using them, you want to wash them and set them aside to dry properly, because the paste, you don't want that to dry on top of it. And then I took my heat gun and just dried that. Now, it was a little too plain. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the top part. So I took my little fine tip Sharpie, traced out a little border, and then took the same baker's twine. I kind of knotted the end and then went around with some hot glue. And then once I got that done, I just went over that with some Mod Podge. Took one of those same snowflakes, gave that a coat of the crystal, glued that on the top. And here I decided to just use one bead, painted that blue. But you'll see what I did with it at the end, because after I was done filming, I looked at it and I'm like, I really don't like that. So I changed my mind and I added some more blue beads, but you'll see that in the end. And this one is done. Let me know what you think about this one as well. So if you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and some occasional Dollar Tree shopping hauls and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. So now we're on to our last DIY. This one is so easy. I purchased this pack of foam ornament activity kit at Dollar General, and I just bought it because sometimes when I'm, not crafting or not doing anything, I like to do fun activities. It has 4 little snowmen and it comes with the little pieces. As you can see here, I'll just lay them out so you can see what the pieces are. So there's a little top hat, the scarves, and I'll just assemble one of them using my hot glue gun, because I felt that the hot glue, although it is foam, I felt the hot glue would have held it together easier and quicker than any other glue. So if you would like to connect with me outside of YouTube, you can find all of my social media links in the description box below, as well as all my affiliate links. And I'm following the directions and assembled this one. And then here I have all 4 of them assembled, and these are ornaments. But I have not put up my tree yet, so I don't have anything to display them on. So now we're on to our final reveal. I love these little snowmen. Let me know if this is something. This is very easy. You can do this with your kids. And here is my Joy to the World sign. Don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box below, as well as the host channels for Tammy, Ellie, and Lisa. I will leave their links in the description box below. Let me know which of these DIYs today as a part of the Hello Winter collaboration was your favorite. And if you love budget-friendly content like this, and you have not yet subscribed, I would love if you would consider subscribing, and also to hit like, share and comment, because that really helps my channel to grow and also helps YouTube to suggest my videos to more viewers like yourself. And if you love budget friendly content like this, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And stay safe until next time. Bye.